Okay, everybody, it's me again. Yeah. Greg Mannarino, you and me, we got to talk, people. This is my post-market wrap-up on this Thursday, January 13th, 2022. I'm still working on that date. All right, people, look, where to start this video, I really don't know. How about the market so I at least get my head screwed on right? So today, kind of a lovely day in some ways, interesting in others. Let's talk about that. So stocks today did fall under some pressure. The NASDAQ selling off like 2.5% now. In my opinion, my professional opinion, this is massively overblown. Massively overblown. I don't see a reason for it at this point. I really don't. And I think, and I sincerely believe this, that it's just a matter of time before we see tech rip and roar back. That's going to be the headline. I don't know. Give it a few weeks. The tech wreck rips higher. Something along those lines, because I don't see a real reason here why tech is falling under such pressure here. I said days ago we should start nibbling at tech. I said today earlier, I sent out a lovely little post in my free newsletter, link in the description of this video. I said it's time to take another nibble here. I sincerely believe that. Am I right all the time? No. Do I believe I'm going to be right here? Yeah, I really do. So let's just keep this on our radar. Let's watch the action here. Again, the real reason, the main reason why we had this tech sell-off as of late was this rising rate environment. I mean, we watched that 10-year yield make a big move higher. By the way, the 10-year yield did drop today. I don't know if this is a little bit of a fear trade that we saw today. The dollar fell under some pressure as well. Oh, wait till you see the chart I have for you. You're going to love this, so stick around a little bit. So it's possible there's a little fear trade being driven by who the freak knows. It's a freak show, and I really don't care. When I see what I believe are fear trades, I just smile like this. I smile like this because I know what that means for me. I know what that means for my lions. We take advantage of these things. When people are afraid, well, that's when we pounce. Period. The end. Fear makes people make bad decisions. You all know that. And that's what, in a free market, well, whatever's left of it, that's what people do. You take advantage of the dog shit when you can. When it's thrown at you, well, you just deal with it. All right, people, listen. So on top of the market, stocks today falling under some pressure, like I said, mostly tech. Pretty much everything fell under pressure. We got gold and silver under some pressure, cryptocurrencies under pressure. Like I said, the dollar, the relative strength of the dollar weaker. Crude oil fell. WTI still over $81 a barrel. Okay, whatever. Is it over? Is this it? No, and how about freaking no? It's not over. I think a lot of what may be spooking the market is the narrative. The fake narrative from the Federal Reserve that they're going to do anything meaningful moving forward with regard to raising rates. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I think you are well aware of the game that is being played. And I'm going to show you the game. You're going to get a real visual on this in just a minute or two. I want to cover a few other things before I get to my lovely chart. So we got a warning today from BlackRock. BlackRock. This is the largest asset manager on earth with over $9.5 trillion under management. Well, BlackRock is warning that people need to be prepared. Are you ready? Sit down for this. Decades of higher commodity prices. People, have you been shopping recently? Do you see what's going on here? I told all of you that one of my top trends of 22 was food and energy inflation. Well, it looks like I kind of nailed that one to the wall, and now I'm getting backed up here by BlackRock. Believe me, I'm not proud of that. but anyone who's got a little bit of a functioning brain can realize what's happening around us, and that plays into the lovely chart I'm going to show you soon. But before we get to there, again, let's move forward. I was writing stuff down again. So wholesale prices, we found this out again today, and this is again no surprise to you. Last year, these are their numbers, the ones they're allowing us to know. Wholesale prices in 2021 gained 10%. How many of you, with a show of hands, be careful with that hand up, believe that that trend is going to change, is going to stop? You see, because that's the narrative that they're trying to feed you. Peak inflation is going to start slowing down. The Federal Reserve with their absolute false deception that by raising rates, they're going to actually cause inflation to fall. No. It's an incredible situation. There's no way that's going to happen, and they know it. And I think anyone with a functioning brain, again, realizes that it ain't going to happen. But that's the narrative, and they want you to buy it. But I don't think you are. Something right here tells me that you're not buying it. So on top of wholesale prices, I would say a 10% gain in wholesale prices. First of all, this is a gross under. It's not even close. But that's what they're letting us know here. We also found out, this is epic, all right, what I'm about to tell you. So if you happen to ship something recently, you've seen the cost of shipping anything kind of skyrocket. Well, this is what we found out. Since 2020, all right, sit down for this one too. The cost of shipping any single item has risen on an average of 40%. Another trend that is not going to stop, and I want you to get used to it. Now, the reason why you can count on, you know what? Before I get there, let me get myself situated here. Somebody around here, in fact, it's me, has explained to you. You haven't seen anything yet with regard to the surging issue with inflation. And I mean that. We're not even close. We're not even close to an end. We're not close to a peak. We're not close to a top. And no matter what the Fed does with regard to raising rates, they're going to make one shred of difference, although they're going to tell you it is. You can expect this to get much, much worse. Now, how can Greg be so sure about that? I want to show you this lovely chart here. This is from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics here. Going back to the year 2000 until today, the purchasing power of, well, they took $100. What do you think of that? What do you notice? What do you notice about this? So that's how much poorer you have gotten with regard to the loss of purchasing power since the year 2000. It's the boiling frog syndrome. And you really do? Look at my little pinky here. You really expect this to stop? Honestly, you think it's going to stop? This trajectory here, in my opinion, is going to accelerate moving forward. And it's all by design. Do you really honestly believe this, people? You think this is by accident? You still believe that? You think that the Federal Reserve isn't well aware that this has been going on and will continue here? I just hear this little thing in my ear that's telling me that you are not that stupid. No, this is going to crush. Well, it's going to hurt everybody, but it's going to crush whoever's left in the middle class. The people on the lower rung, they're done. They're already done, okay? The rich, the well-off, sure, this affects them. This affects these people too, okay? But to a much lesser degree, because you see the rich and the well-off are getting more rich and more well-off. So see, well-off people are becoming rich, and rich people are becoming super rich at the expense of the middle class. The middle class, the slave society of the middle class, always bears the brunt of everything. And that's just the way it is. They're the ones that have been being robbed blind by the Federal Reserve, who has artificially suppressed rates, robbed them of trillions of dollars in realized wealth since the meltdown of 2008. You think that's going to stop? You think this is going to stop? Really? No. There's not a single one of you out here who believe that's going to stop. So what am I doing? What is Greg Mannarino trying to do? I come out here and I tell you this and I tell you that, and most of the things I say do happen. Like, for example, like I'm telling you with this tech sell-off, the stock market is going higher. The stock market is going much higher, okay? Because inflation is going to continue to surge. The purchasing power of the dollar is going to continue to freaking evaporate, okay? Easy money in no way, shape, or form is going to stop until it does, until we get this implosion in the debt market. And that's what we're focused on. Look, all of this every day is all well and good. Me, my lions, I don't think we could be doing better. Those of you out here that are getting yourselves on the right side of this by holding anti-debt units, physical gold, physical silver, cryptocurrencies, in Greg Mannarino's opinion, we are sitting here anticipating, because we know what's going to happen, an implosion in the debt market. And that implosion is going to change the entire financial landscape of the world on a scale that cannot possibly be measured. It's going to be a moment in history that people aren't going to believe. And with the implosion in the debt market, you're going to see a great, great, great loss of human life. And by great, I mean big, okay? I mean great in the sense, great and fantastic, but I think you're all well aware of that, people. So the story is just really more of the same. You and I continue to get ourselves and keep ourselves on the right side of this thing. And this is a thing around us, and nothing is what it seems to be with regard to anything. They want you, those that are pulling the strings, the puppet masters that have their message propagated via the propaganda ministry, they're fist feeding you the dog shit, the garbage, the bird shit, the cat shit, all of it, with their smug, smiling faces trying to convince you that what you are seeing with your own eyes is not real, okay? It's very real. And if you think it's gotten real as of yet, you have not seen a damn thing. This is a whole new thing, people. Like I told you from a long time ago, a whole new set of rules, a new paradigm, a new demographic, a one world government being run by central banks. I don't care where you live in the world, you have no representation whatsoever. The banks have achieved their goal, the central banks. Their reason for being created was to achieve what they have achieved right now, to be the lender and buyer of last resort, to own it all, to create not just individual slaves. Okay, we understand that people are indebted beyond their eyeballs, and they keep borrowing, but also to cause entire nations to become slaves to them, none more so than the United States of America, which is the most indebted nation in the history of the planet. The only reason why we haven't imploded is because we have the world reserve currency, and the Federal Reserve has a printing press, and they're adding digits to a screen at a feverish pace every single day. And this is the result. And this is not going to stop. Not going to stop. So you can choose what you want to do about it. You can sit back and just enjoy the show and get sucked down into a vortex that's leading into the biggest pile of dung you've ever witnessed in the history of the world, or you can try to weaponize the system. And that's what I'm all about. Weaponizing the system against those that are trying to hurt us. And those that are trying to deceive us, mislead us, trying to keep us out of the market. There's something so twisted going on here, people. Again, if you've been with me, you've taken advantage of everything. And nothing gets by me. Nothing gets by me. And that means nothing gets by you unless you allow it to happen. And I hope that's not what you're doing. All right, people, look, I'm out of here. Very important video. Please get this out there. Let people see this stuff. What do you think of this? I want to hear from you. What do you think of this. And I want to hear from you. Do you really, really, really expect that this trajectory is going to stop? No, you don't. I'm out of here. Love you lots. See you in the morning.